what is happening there is China had a honeymoon after 2001 for several years. Nobody brought cases against it. In the last 2 years, 3 years, all of a sudden the United States, Canada, European Union, a number of countries are bringing cases against China, very big cases, under intellectual property, autos, auto parts, you name it. And those cases will, and some of them have already gone against China. China is going to have difficulty implementing the results of those decisions. I expect that one result of the round, if it continues to in this sort of impasse state, is that China will then take action against the countries that have been bringing cases against it. So we could see, I hope we don't see actual trade wars. We could see more disputes, but they will be strategic disputes. China, when it's having difficulty implementing some of the cases against it, is probably going to look at cases it can bring against the US and EU. And I can think of the cases that it'll bring against the US and EU. I think it'll bring cases against the US and EU for things the US and EU are doing right now. Some of the bailouts that are taking place of the auto industry and other industries because of the financial crisis. We might see cases emerging from that. The United States and Europe are also busy enacting and implementing new climate change legislation. Some of the climate change legislation they're proposing in the United States would restrict imports from countries not following the same standards as the U.S. is going to apply for carbon emissions in the future. If the U.S. does that, I would expect China will bring a case against them, because China will be the subject of those import restrictions in the future.